What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 20 of Goggins Force Training. This is the good week of training that I've been waiting for a long time. This is a lighter squat workout. We're still waiting a little bit to push through to some heavier weights again, but everything moved really well. Ended up hitting 5 sets of 3 with 380, I believe it is, on the safety squat bar, spun 3.5 plates. These all moved really well. I didn't feel any kind of discomfort in through the left hamstring. Didn't have any hip shift, and the bracing and everything felt really solid. So decided to try out some raw pause squats. I was supposed to do some of my warm-ups raw, but with the safety squat bar and the box, I just didn't quite feel right. Felt like it was pushing me back into the hips a little bit too much. And so I decided to just do all the warm-ups still in the briefs, and then see how everything felt with just a regular beltless pause squat at the end, and everything felt great. This was officially the first successful raw squat I've done in about 9 months. Went back and checked, and I think it was September-ish, August or September of last year when I was last squatting. And so that was kind of a pretty big accomplishment, even though I didn't necessarily go that heavy. Started at the empty bar, worked my way up to 95, 135, 185, and 225 off for triples, and then finally took a set of 5 on the last one, and they all moved well and felt really good. I don't feel like I lost my squat groove at all. I don't feel like I'm shifting my weight, and most importantly, I don't have any of that aggravation type feeling in through the left hamstring. So hopefully this means that I am kind of starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel as far as recovering from this stupid overuse injury that I've been fighting with, and all just the bullshit of the last year. So really happy to have these feel as good as they did. Even if it is just 225, that still means a lot to me after having pretty much been stuck squatting in the briefs, and even then having that being intermittently successful. So I'm going to keep up with all of the prehab work and recovery work that I've been doing. Still take care of the ankles. My right one is still feeling a little bit tight, but I'm just going to keep doing the things that I'm doing, since they obviously are finally starting to come together and work for me. So depending on what we end up doing in next week's training, I may or may not try to squat raw again. If we end up doing a heavier day, I may just let that be the only stress to the hips, and then I'll wait until the next one of these light workouts and start using the pause squats just as more of an accessory movement at this point. Mainly because pausing in the bottom is going to force my body to just kind of find its balance down there, and it'll keep the weights intentionally lighter, so that way I don't start trying to push things a little bit faster than maybe everything's ready to. So I'm going to keep up with that and take the win. So that brings us to the light bench day here. For some reason, my right foot just has felt like shit since I went to Vegas and spent a couple days in flip-flops. I think I may have developed some tendonitis into that. So I was having a hard time feeling really locked in, so I ended up doing a couple different foot positions. I ended up bringing them into a real close position like this. It felt pretty good. I can't tell if I was just overthinking things because the foot hurt, or if this is actually a better leg position for me. So I'm not going to put too much weight into that. I might screw around with it a little bit next week when I'm benching on the Duffalo bar, but if not, don't really care all that much. So then on the deadlifts, still pulling hook grip. This is probably the best that it's felt as far as positioning, and just kind of even pain tolerance, honestly. I think it's not really as bad as I thought of a couple weeks ago. I did some 10 count hook grip holds after the singles here. Steve only wanted me to do 7, so I did 7 singles with 315. See, I'm getting photobombed by Sam there, who at some point called me fat too, but whatever, I'll get over it eventually. Worked the 7 singles with 315, held the last one for a 10 count, and then since I was supposed to hit shrugs as well, I just hit some rack pulls and hook grip holds with the weights I was going to be shrugging, and did a 10 count hold on those. So ended up taking 405, 455, and 500, all for what in my mind was a 10 count hold. And although it's not comfortable, I can't say that 500 for the 10 seconds feels much worse than 315 did a couple weeks ago when I did my first hold with that. So that's good to be seeing some progress on that. What I'll probably be doing if we get back into doing some heavier deadlifting, hopefully, is I will do all of my warm-ups with the hook grip and then do my main rep work with straps. So that way I'm keeping everything symmetrical when I'm doing my rep work, and I'm not going to be as likely to start retwisting my hips from trying to do the controlled touch and goes with that mixed grip, since I don't think that is a good thing for me anymore. So it kind of felt like shit, but not too bad. Glad to be making some progress on the hook. So bench day went fantastically as well. I was scheduled to go up to 395 for 3 sets of 2 to 3. As you can see here, my speed on my warm-up sets was really nice. Everything felt pretty much dialed in and on point. The worst rep of the day felt like it was this final warm-up with 365, just because I haven't ever done the jump from 315 directly to 365 before, or at least not in a very, very long time. And that 50-pound jump kind of threw me off or caught me off guard. But then going from 365 to 395 felt just fine. And you can see that these moved really well. My touch point was consistent on all of them. The descent speed was still slow-ish, but not terrible, particularly for me. And I felt like I had a rep in the tank left on each of these work sets. So I thought about taking the last one for a triple, but I wasn't 100% confident in it, honestly, and figured it would be better to come out of the workout smoking 3 doubles, knowing that I had some left in the tank, than trying to push for an absolute gut-busting set on the last one. So really happy with that. Means that I'm going to be repping over 400 at some point in the near future. So that's also pretty exciting, just since that means that my bench has also come up. So that is it. Really happy with this week of training. It's nice to have one of these after some of the frustration that I've had. So that is it. Be sure to connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. If you haven't done so already, check out the gym's website at www.savagegym.com, and take care. I will talk to you next week.